You folks ought to feel terrible for this drama, girl, since it seems like the streets have just found the famous Beck with the great hair. They say there are a number of them, and you won't believe it. According to Becky's rumors, our man Jay-Z has a long list of mistresses and has been slanging that thing out in Hollywood. Becky, who has excellent hair, seems to have been right in front of us the entire time, and some of the girlfriends are well-known celebrities whom we are familiar with. This is weird. By the sounds of the streets, this one is a hot mess. The fact that you know the Beehive doesn't play about Beyoncé shows how afraid these women are of being found out about their affair. Consequently, who are these women, and why did Beyoncé spend so much time with an unfaithful man? Let us clarify this. There are rumors that Jay-Z cheated on Beyoncé, but they aren't actually rumors because both Jay-Z and Beyoncé have admitted that he cheated and that they worked things out. Unless you've been hiding for a few years, you've probably heard about it before. Jay-Z admitted to cheating on Beyoncé in his song, Family Feud, saying, "Yeah, if you let me, I'll fuck a good thing. Give me space, Becky." For somebody to be wealthy, he must provide for his family. Fashion designer Rachel Roy, the ex-wife of Rockefeller Records co-founder Damon Dash, was long believed by her fans to be the real Becky, although Beyoncé never disclosed her identity as is traditional. Given that she flirted with Jay repeatedly during the 2014 Met Gala afterparty, it was not surprising that the media and fans looked for her as a potential suspect in the elevator incident. A recent blind item claims that Becky had other women, most of whom were celebrities, with the nice hair Beyoncé sang about in Sorry. This suggests that fans may owe Rachel an apology. The blind object stated, "The woman he really wanted." It has always been extremely tough for superstar Beyoncé to accept the fact that, deep down, she knows she was never his first choice. Insiders claim that the spouse had a love affair with the late R&B diva Aaliyah and actively pursued her until her untimely demise. It's actually a common misconception that the singer would have been standing next to the rap artist rather than the celebrity if she had been alive. This is something that the woman knows and is obsessed with. But that wasn't the end of it. The spouse supposedly had a serious relationship with the attractive singer Callis. Despite never being in a formal relationship, the wife has always suspected that the romance lasted even after they were together. There was no denying the chemistry between Rihanna and her husband when she signed to his label as a teenage pop singer, and according to insiders, the wife was aware of something going on behind her back. There had been too many late hours at the studio, too many rumors, too many questionable acts by her husband. He gaslighted the wife several times when she challenged him, leaving her feeling unstable and insane. Although she has never spoken out about it, there is hard proof that she has never been able to get rid of the emotion that her husband still harbors feelings for the singer. Nevertheless, she was right. It continued. Then the disturbing events that made the woman sick to her stomach occurred. R&B singer Mia and rapper Foxy Brown, who was hardly a teenager when the husband allegedly first showed interest in her, were two younger girls the husband allegedly courted early in their careers. Both have always been known to the wife, who is aware of them. She felt nauseous, but it wasn't enough to make her go because at that time, her mother had. "I have convinced her that leaving will ruin her career and the child she has with her family. Let me tell you all about it since it's all so insane, so you can see how awful things are, starting with Aaliyah." The fact that Jay-Z was so enamored by Aaliyah that he destroyed his friendship and connection with Dash and Dame because she opted for Dame over him is well documented. She was the object of desire for several guys, including Jay-Z and Din, who, despite knowing they were competing for the same woman, were not scared to approach her.
To each other. It's a long story.
So you and Jay was both getting at Aaliyah, obviously.
Everybody was getting at Aaliyah, bro.
Right.
She was like, she'll go to dinner with her, but she wasn't going to just be smashing. So that was like.
As Aaliyah's attention to Damon grew over time, Jay-Z disapproved of it.
4th of July, so for some reason, this day.
Wait a minute, you, Jay, and Aaliyah ended up in the same house.
Yeah.
Although everyone knows Jay-Z hates to lose, things really shifted when Aaliyah finally made the decision. Dame didn't tell Jay-Z directly that he was the one who made the transaction. But since everything took place during a 4th of July party that they were all attending, Jay didn't need an invitation.
He said, this is going to be hard for me. Because he was throwing, his friends were laughing at him.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
I might have a tough question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? You think he got railroaded? Or?
Additionally, Dame revealed that he knew Jay-Z would complicate matters because he was so furious.
I might have a tough question since we're talking about Aaliyah, and ignore me if it's too much, but do you have any opinion on the R. Kelly situation? Do you think he got railroaded, or he's where he belongs?
Jay-Z sold Rockefeller Records out of his grasp as a small-time vengeance for Dame landing the girl of his dreams. His preoccupation with Aaliyah predated his relationship with Beyoncé, to be true, but it was Aaliyah who left him. Beyoncé apparently understands this and has lived her life knowing that she is her husband's number 2, and he is insane. They would have gone for Aaliyah if she were still alive. Now let's discuss Kai's. Although this specific tea is so subtle that many people are unaware of what transpired, there were whispers of a romance between Callis and Jay-Z in the past. This was before she began dating Nas, of course, but they apparently kept their relationship quiet. Jay-Z apparently kept Kay on the side when he began dating Beyoncé, though, based on the blind item. This would account for Kay's anger against Beyoncé when B sampled her song, Milkshake, from her Renaissance album. In addition, Rihanna has continuously refuted the claims that circulated in the late 2000s and early 2010s, claiming that their connection was just professional and music-related. At the time, Rihanna's publicist even admitted to disseminating the misleading material, claiming he did so to enhance her career. He stated, "I executed the PR stunt out of sheer desperation to help break. It's embarrassing for me to even bring up the subject. I simply want to end this rumor for good." However, Jaguar Wright asserted that Jay-Z reportedly pimped Rihanna out in addition to the fact that the affair didn't truly happen. Throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what was thick was my wild and unthinking approach. I underestimated how big of a story it would be.
Jay-Z gave her the herpes that she gave to Chris Brown. And that first night, when he had that outbreak and he busted in his house, they said, "Where the f is this dirty?" I can't fault him for that. He had this is beautiful. Oh, wonderful. Chris Brown, she done ruined him. She ruined him at 19 years old. He's got the Jay-Z hurt. Y'all know? Ain't innocent. Cause she was in there giving that nigga in the coat closet when Chris Brown came in. He said, "Bitch, always f***ing something."
Because he also supposedly dated Foxy Brown. It turns out that Jay-Z was not the first artist he signed and later moved on with. While Jay-Z was in his 20s and Foxy was only 14 or 15, this was before Beyoncé. This adds to the story's unnerving quality because Foxy Brown first met Jay-Z when she was just getting started in the business. They worked together on a few hits that went viral, and from the outside, it seemed like they were close friends. However, looking back, there were definitely some red flags in their dynamic, even in the 1990s. Let's not forget those conversations about inappropriate relationships weren't as common as they are now, and this is where things start to become awkward since the songs they composed together and the words they co-authored were too sophisticated for anyone. In what ways did Foxy and Jay-Z transform from a productive team in the studio to him allegedly impeding her career? The streets claimed that their friendship went much beyond music and wasn't simply about generating singles. As a teenager, roughly Foxy's age, Jay-Z was penning verses that were inappropriate for a teenager. They don't seem to have had such a pure relationship in retrospect. Nightly studio sessions, there was a little something going on behind the scenes, so the story goes. Foxy's first partner was rumored to have been Jay-Z, who was, let's not forget, still quite young while he was getting close to 30. The fact that Jay was playing the role of a sugar daddy, taking her shopping, covering her extravagant spending, and ensuring she maintained her good looks was widely known in the profession. Even worse, according to industry insiders, Foxy contracted an STD from Jay-Z during their brief encounter.
Y'all should go back and talk to all of the niggas that she slept with in Philly when she was in Philly. She burned every last one of them. She sent more to the clinic than...
As seen by her statement that the atrociousness of this story sickened me to my stomach, Foxy has continuously denied the charges. These are also the most disgusting and dehumanizing charges I have ever come across in my years of working in the music industry. With no written or video interviews, this fake narrative was clearly produced with malicious purpose. She denied it, but the affair was a bit of a public secret. Jay-Z's ex-friend Damon Dash, for example, dodged Nick Cannon's questions like a pro when he tried to get answers. Over the years that I have known Jay, he has been a fantastic friend and supportive of my family. As a team, we achieved nothing but remarkable success.
It seems like you got a question for Jay. Ask him. Don't ask me these questions. Bro. I'm not taking it.
I'm not. Okay.
Y'all can keep asking me questions.
We're moving on.
Y'all keep asking me questions y'all want to ask him because he ain't here. Ask him. I ain't to do with that, and I don't even know nothing.
Despite the charges and the many romances, the fact that Beyoncé has maintained her composure despite all of this drama is impressive. He had better pray he doesn't get trapped in the elevator with Solange, as we've all seen the harm she can do, if the rumors are true and he is still supposedly cheating. However, before viewing the following video, please leave your thoughts in the space provided for comments below.